Okay, welcome back, and I'm done with the body work. Finally. This was exhausting, damn. Also, excuse me not wearing a shirt, it's kind of hot out today. It's like turning into spring now, and the warehouse is kind of like an oven, so just bear with me, being bare chested. Let me show you what I did. I sandblasted the entire interior down to the base primer, and was very time consuming, very tedious. I did like all this little difficult bits as well, the rails, those down the side, and then I proceeded to fill in all the seams with some 3M auto body sealer. I'll show you the product in a second. Now I chose this over conventional seam sealer because conventional seam sealer dries off, cracks, flakes off, etc, etc. Now have to be honest, I won't make it as a plumber. It's not pretty, but gets painted over anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I'm happy with how everything in general turned out, and yeah, let me just quickly give you a little view of everything that has been done. These little bits, they have larger seam gaps, so there's more silicone in there. It's sealed all the way underneath the firewall as well, all the way to that side, and yeah, for some good measure I added a tiny little bit in this seam inside the engine bay where I mated the front fender wells to the firewall, and yeah, that's about it. Here's the product I used. So yeah, 3M all around auto body sealant. Works pretty well. I used one bottle and then this one up until there, so like halfway. You don't need that much, but yeah, that's about it. Also, this took bloody forever, scraping clean this little vent grill section, and I also blew out all of the sand that accumulated there. It took me about an hour, and in general getting all of the sand out of the interior took about 3 hours of like air hose and stuff, so my poor compressor really worked overtime this last 3 weeks. I think that's about it. Like I said, or maybe I didn't say it, I can't recall. I'm taking the body and like all the panels and such into the spray shop tomorrow morning at 7:30, and yeah, I can't wait. I'm finally done with it. The spray shop I'm taking it to now is a really good one. They're a little bit expensive, but they're not really busy at the moment, so they'll hopefully be able to knock this out in a week or two, and yeah, I'm really excited to see how it turns out. So right, so the braking company or whatever, the tow company, is going to come pick up the body in like 5 minutes or so to take it to the spraying shop. Just quickly want to show something that I almost forgot, and that's door jambs. Always remember to check them, because they'll rip out after 50 years of opening and closing doors. And the other one as well, I just welded those last night and now they're repaired. And speak of the devil, there's the towing company. All right, see you guys. And then I became bored like instantly, so I'm back. I came back and like removed everything from the top and like laid it out here just so that I can sort it out a bit better, because it was just like lying on one big heap there. And yeah, I'm gonna sort it out, organize my stuff. I'm gonna put it back like behind the Mini. I brought it forward a bit, so that like corner at the back is gonna be my new storage space, so that I don't have to like walk up the stairs all the time. Now I'm not sure what I'm gonna do yet, but it's definitely not something that's gonna involve sandblasting, because as you can see, my neck is still like really messed up from the previous 2 weeks worth of sandblasting. So I'll see what I do. Maybe I'll like start with the wiring harnesses, start fixing them, take the seats apart, take the dash apart, take some other stuff apart, just nothing that involves sandblasting. So yeah, quickly gonna cut to some footage at the body shop where they're already busy with it. I'm not sure like how long I'm gonna wait for the car to get back. Like with body shops, it can either be 2 weeks, 2 months, or like never. So we'll see. Yeah.
Dit is goed alles zo af met space remover. Want julle dink julle kan karre werk, maar julle kan goed pakkel. Karre te werk. En hierso wat die volle here. Maar julle fucking manne moet julle net by julle bedrading hou, man. Julle kan goed pakkel op karre werk. Hoor sê my braas.
Alright, so here's a prime example of why you should remove all the wrapping around your wiring harnesses and stuff and inspect everything thoroughly before you put it back in the car. So here's a factory splice point. Now I'm not sure if this is gonna focus at all. Maybe not. Oh, and see, they're even. Okay, just proves my point. So basically a bunch of these little wires have snapped off the splice point already, and it was barely holding on there, but it was wrapped with insulation, so you wouldn't have noticed it if you left it as is. Now splice points already have a lot of resistance going through them just because of the nature of a splice, and when your little wires break off, you have a lot more current going through a lot less wires, causing even more resistance, and this will heat up, catch fire, and burn your car down. So always check these things, and now I'll quickly show you how to properly solder these wires so that again you keep the resistance low and not burn your car down. Not sure if I mentioned this, but the underdash harness that we're fixing up is the 68s, because the donor one, which is the 69s, has been all cut up and stuff. But since we're fixing a 69 body up, we need to be careful for differences between the two. Now the only thing left to fix of this harness for the 68 is the ignition plug, which they spliced a bunch of like disconnect terminals into. No idea why they did it, but anyway, I'm basically done with this, and I've only found one difference so far, and it's to do with the headlamp switch. So if we look at the wiring diagram, this is the diagram for a 69, and we come down to the bulkhead disconnect. We can see the lowest plug has a terminal U, which is a broken yellow line L6-18Y, and it runs all the way to the headlamp switch into terminal R. Okay, so it's supposed to share terminal R with a black line L7-18BK. Now also note that on the headlamp switch for the 69, terminal P is supposed to be a blank. But since this is a 68 harness, if we look at it closer, we can see this line, which is supposed to be running into terminal R, actually runs into that terminal P again, which is supposed to be blank. Now the thing is, this bottom plug on the bulkhead disconnect is an engine and headlight wiring. Now, since this runs into the headlamp switch, it's obviously for the headlights. Now, there's not that much of a difference between the headlights on a 68 versus a 69. So in my head, it's not supposed to make a difference. So I'm going to leave it as is for now. And if I do happen to have any issues with the headlights, I know where to go fix it. We just need to take line L6-18Y, disconnect it from terminal P, and splice it into line L7-18BK so that it shares terminal R. And yeah, that should basically fix it. And yeah, I'm also done with this. Just need to wrap this up with some material tape, and then the underdash harness is fixed. Now I've spent the whole day on this. It's very tedious, very time consuming, but it's kind of fun. But yeah, it's again very tedious. okay, I'm almost done. I just have a headlight wiring left to do, but I finished the engine wiring, the main body wiring, and the under dash wiring. Everything got new terminals, and if I did put on a new terminal where I can, I sorted it as well. I don't know if you could see that, but everything is sorted properly. Once there's more than 2 splices on a wire, I'll remove a whole wire and put in a new wire from this pile of wires. This donor harness came in as an absolute lifesaver, so all my stuff is still correctly color coded. So when you do pick up this wiring diagrams, especially like this one, everything is still the correct colors, so you can use this. And that's basically it for the wiring, and basically it for this episode as well. Now, as you can see behind me, there's some like shelving stuff there, but I need to assemble that so that I can move all this crap to that back corner. But before I assemble this, well, probably after I assemble this, I need to make decks for it out of wood. There's the bench saw. Gotta make some decks, and yeah, I hate woodworking, but I'll have to do that. Probably do that in the next episode to get some time-lapse footage of that, but that's probably going to be later today, actually, the next episode. Before I do that, first I need to remove a differential from this car and take it in for bracing and stuff, but I'm not going to do it in this shop because it's going to take up a bunch of space. Also finished the Land Rover. The throttle cable snapped while my brother was driving it, and I had to go out and help him fix it. So we removed the cable from the sleeving, pushed it through the firewall, and drove it with hand throttle. So yeah, that's also done, so the Land Rover can go home today. And yeah, that's basically it. I'll catch you guys in the next episode. Thanks for watching.